A case for Katang. This series is going to be a bit different. I'm actually breaking it up into multiple chapters. There's a lot. So without further ado, Chapter 1, Aang the Simp. I'm going to come out and say it right now. This assumption is false. Let's first look at the definition of a simp. Simp, a simple person lacking common sense. A fool or simpleton, a man who foolishly overvalues and defers to a woman, putting her on a pedestal. First of all, calling Aang a simp not only undermines his character, but Katara's as well. To call him a simp would imply that Katara is shallow, and wouldn't do anything for Aang if he needed it, and that she takes advantage of his kindness, which is all false. Aang's love and admiration for Katara is not baseless. They are best friends. She's his teacher, a masterful waterbender, and she has quite literally saved his life. Also, he doesn't always agree with Katara. He doesn't agree with her when she wants to get revenge on Yan-Ra, and expresses disappointment in her. Not very simpish. Y'all want to talk about a simp? Go listen to Grenade by Bruno Mars. A Case for Katang, Chapter 2. Katara, the Trophy. Oh, where the f*** do I begin? Aang did not win Katara. Katara is not and was never a prize for Aang. And to say that she was grossly mischaracterizes and undermines her as a character. Katara never had an issue speaking up and speaking out. If she didn't like something or someone, motherfucker, you knew. When Jet betrays her trust, that was it. He was done. We all know she never had a problem telling Zuko to back the f*** off. She even gets in Aang's face about shit. Aang couldn't have won Katara because she cannot be won. Her respect is earned. And before you say it, no, Aang does not view her as a prize. And don't worry, this whole situation is its own video. Aang has mad respect for Katara. He almost refuses to learn waterbending from a master because he thinks that she has just as much of a right to learn as he does. And when Katara takes over as his teacher again, he calls her Sifu. Master Katara. But wait, there's more. A Case for Katang, Chapter 3. Secret Tunnel. Two lovers forbidden from one another. A war divides their people. The writers aren't dumb. Avatar is a very smart show, and we're never shown or told anything for no reason. Aang and Katara's relationship is actually very similar to the lovers. A war was keeping them apart. Maybe not physically, but romantically. Their relationship struggled to blossom because of how up in the air everything was. They were constantly running and fighting for their lives. And at one point, Katara watches Aang die. For a moment, she thinks she's lost him forever. Luckily, Katara and Aang's story had a happier ending. In the story, Shu dies, and Oma is left to bring peace by herself. Call me over-analytical, but I don't think the creators showed us this story for the f*** of it. Aang and Katara conveniently get trapped in the cave together. They conveniently find the statue of the two lovers. And the inscription reads, "Love is brightest in the dark." And I don't know, man. It's the cave of two lovers, not the cave of two friends being pals. A Case for Katang, Chapter 4. Parallels. I said it before and I'll say it again. The creators aren't dumb. They don't show us things for no reason. And Aang and Katara's relationship is no exception. There are a lot of visual clues when it comes to these two. Take a look at their first meeting, for example. Aang opens his eyes for the first time in 100 years, and he sees Katara. And I know to a lot of people that might seem irrelevant, but take a look at this scene. And this image. And this one. And this one. In the beginning of the series, Gran said that Katara and Aang's destinies were intertwined. And it rings true visually. This scene is also a parallel, which again will be its own video. So shh! This happens before Sozin's comment. This is after Sozin's comment. Before. After. And of course, all of these. It is built up and set up for us time and time again. Their interactions aren't framed that way for no reason. Scene framing matters. A Case for Katang, Chapter 5. Facing the music. The way music is used in Avatar is brilliant. The scores I want to talk about in particular are Aang's theme, the general Avatar theme, and the Avatar's love. We all know that Aang adored his people, and losing them deeply saddened him. But like Guru Pathik said, that love wasn't lost. It was reborn into new love. It was reborn into Katara, and the music backs that up. A variation of the theme playing right now also plays sometimes when Aang and Katara interact. Normally it plays when Katara is kissing him on Appa. Do I have to say it again? The creators aren't dumb. The theme plays when they kiss in the cave, when he kisses her before the invasion, and most notably, when they finally confirm their relationship in the finale. And it's the most beautiful rendition in my opinion. Music is such an integral part of this show. And to just ignore the score and the meaning behind it, I don't know, it just kind of cheapens it. I don't think the creators would have went through all of this if it didn't mean anything. I'm also not done. A Case for Katang, Chapter 6. A Powerful Bender. I'm just gonna get it out of the way this time. The creators aren't dumb. I know some of y'all in the comments are already ready, about to say that Aunt Wu didn't see any romance in Aang's future, which is irrelevant now for obvious reasons. But this ain't about Aunt Wu. This is about the creators telling the audience what the is up, Kyle. I think it's safe to say that Aang is a very powerful bender. The kid stopped a motherfucking volcano almost completely by himself without the Avatar state. He deflected a goddamn nuke, like, I don't know what more proof you want here. Avatar has showed us time and time again that we're not shown or told something with no good reason. Katara in this scene was realizing more shit than Kylie Jenner did in 2016. And the realization here is that her feelings for Aang may not be as platonic as she thought. That there is more to him than just a goofy kid she broke out of an iceberg. Again, why would this be shown to us if it meant nothing? Remain seated, kids. I'm not done. A Case for Katang Part 7. The Camelephant in the room. I knew somebody was going to mention it, so I'm talking about it. Right here, we have a lovely case of miscommunication. I'm also going to get one thing out of the way. What Aang did here wasn't right, but it also wasn't done out of malice. Let's look at everything leading up to this moment. Aang kissed Katara at the invasion, and she kissed him back. And remember, Katara has no qualms about telling somebody what's good, including Aang. This kiss was mutual. And it's not like she's never been physically affectionate before. Up until that point, she was always the one to initiate physical contact. And during this scene, Katara wasn't saying she was confused about her feelings for Aang. She was confused about the timing, and if it was a good idea. She doesn't say, Aang, I don't know if I like you. She says, now is not a good time. And it didn't help that both of them just watched this shitty-ass propaganda play. And he read the room wrong. He thought because he kissed her the last time that it would be okay this time. And it wasn't. And he realized that. He's like, oh shit, I f***ed up. I'm not done. A Case for Katang, Chapter 8. Like a mother. No. Okay, but seriously. An argument that I see all the time is that Katara doesn't feel anything romantic for Aang. That she sees him as a brother or a son. First of all, how old do y'all think Katara is? There's only a 2-year gap, like, second of all, no. I don't know where y'all are from, but I don't do this with my family members. Or this. Or all this. Or this. Also, Katara suggested the kiss. Who does that with their brother? Or their son? I think I've made my point, but I still have like 30 seconds. Are we also gonna ignore the fact that Katara gets salty as shit anytime a girl pays attention to Aang? She's fucking sulking in the corner until Aang invites her to dance. Also, when Aang flubs up here and says he'd rather kiss her than die, she gets pissed. She's offended as fuck. I don't know about you, but I don't get salty about my platonic friends getting attention. And I sure as shit don't get jealous, cause it ain't like that. Are we watching the same show? A Case for Katang, Chapter 9. Text and subtext. Y'all are gonna make me say it again. The creators aren't dumb. I'm gonna make a bold statement. Katara and Aang deeply love each other, and they are fiercely protective of each other. And when it's not being outright said, it's being shown. A lot of people either forget or ignore what Katara said in this scene. She threatens to kill Zuko herself. And one of the most glaring things about the scene is that she says, if you hurt Aang. Not my friends, not my family, not the Avatar, Aang. That is some ride or die shit. Another scene with a lot of text and subtext is the Serpent's Pass scene. Aang was just there for the literal birth of hope, and seeing that family triggered this interaction. He tells Katara, it reminded me how I feel about Appa, and how I feel about you. Not our friends, you. Guys, he's telling her he loves her here, and she responds like this, smiling with tears in her eyes, and then they embrace. Why would that scene be there if it meant nothing? A Case for Katang, Chapter 10. Balance. One of the major themes in Avatar is balance. Aang and Katara are the true opposites here, and in being so, they balance each other out. Aang typically doesn't let small things bother him. Katara does. Aang is more prone to forgiveness, while it takes Katara a little bit longer. And one of the biggest things is that they are the only two that succeed in pacifying each other. Katara is the only one that can break Aang out of the Avatar state. An insane power that even scares him sometimes. And she walks right up to him and just brings him back down to earth. She understands what he needs and when, and vice versa. He validates Katara's anger toward Yan-Ra, but he also tells her that revenge isn't the answer, that holding on to rage and sadness won't do any good, because he knows just how destructive rage can be. And she realizes that revenge isn't the answer, and she lets go of her misplaced rage. In a show about balance, Aang and Katara are prime examples. Together they make each other stronger. A Case for Katang. Epilogue. First of all, I just want to say thank you for sitting through this. I just really love character analysis and video essays. And this wasn't to sway anybody. This wasn't to say, no, you can't ship that, or that ship is dumb. It's a great show. We should all be allowed to have fun here. But I do have some closing statements. Aang and Katara have a rhythm with each other that they don't have with anybody else. They push and pull, come together like every step in this dance. Their destinies are intertwined. They are in sync. They are consistently each other's gravity. She freed him from that iceberg, and in freeing him, he also freed her. She was given a purpose beyond her village, and he was given a tether that reminded him just what he was fighting for. They learn together, grow together, and save the world together, even if they weren't physically together for that last fight. And when these two finally confirm their relationship, it feels right, like all of the buildup finally had a payoff. We can all like what we like, but the love story given to us in the midst of a war, it was brilliant.